The MMA India Show.
Yeah, everything's going good. I feel sharp, strong, fit. Everything's going nice at the minute. Well, obviously, it's going to be strictly business. I've got a massive amount of respect for Nong-O. He clearly has for me, as been notable in the interviews we've both done. He's very dangerous. I know that. He knows I'm very dangerous. So when we get in there on fight night, respect and friendship and all the rest is going to be put aside for 15 minutes, and it's just going to be strictly business. We both know what needs to be done when we get in that cage, and it's going to be a tough, hard fight for us both. Yeah, I already know that one of Nongo's strongest weapon is his body kick. His right kick to the body is it always has been one of his greatest weapons and techniques. So obviously I've got a few tricks up my sleeve to try and counter that. I don't want to give too much away right now. But yeah, it's going to be to get past Nongo's strong points. It's his right body kick and his right punch. He's predominantly right-sided. His strong weapons come from his right side. So obviously I'm going to be putting in a game plan to try and work away from that. So I was about 13 years old the first time I walked in a gym, and I came down with my cousin Andy Howson. He's retired now, but he ended up being a 5-time world champion himself. He had a very good career. So yeah, I was playing a lot of football. So my cousin said, "Oh, do you want to come down for just a little bit of fitness?" Also, I lived in a bit of a rough area, so he said, "Oh, come down. It'll be good for self-defense and stuff like that." So I went down to the gym when I was 13, and just from the first ever minute I walked through the door, I fell in love with the sport. I walked through the door, and the gym I train at now, it's been the same gym since then. And that gym then, when I walked through the door, they had a few good level fighters, British champions and stuff. And I walked through the door and I saw those guys training, and I thought, wow, that looks amazing. And I was just hooked instantly. So most places in the UK, they had a bit of a generic Western style. Call it Western style. It's similar to a kickboxing style. Good boxing, good kicks, but like when you're in Thailand, it's just a different level. There's lots of different styles going on. There's obviously the clinch work. You're training for 3 hours at a time. It was the first ever time I went to Thailand. It was a bit of a shock to the system to see how hard them guys train. But what happened is my coach had been spending a lot of time in Thailand as well. So our gym sort of we switched over our gym at Bad Company, and we had a bit of a generic Thai style of training. There were lots of clinch work, like lots of pad work, sparring. We had like a bit of a set routine. So it's very similar to Thailand in our gym. Yeah, I think I would, to be fair. Like, I've always been quite good with my hands. I've got quite a lot of knockouts in my career. I'm a pretty heavy puncher. So if it was something as big as like Eddie Hearn and getting me something on like a big scale stage like that, you could never say no. Obviously, my heart is with Muay Thai, but I'd never say no to something like that. One word, mate. One word. That word is obsession. I've been obsessed with this sport ever since the first day I walked into the gym. I live and breathe it, and I have done for the last 20 plus years. Obviously, like as I've got a little bit older, training takes a little bit more of a toll on your body. The fights take a little bit more out of you. So as I've got into my 30s, I've had to really take care of my recovery. So I eat healthier. I train smarter. If my body tells me I'm tired, I take a day off. Ice baths, like I say, a good diet. I've taken up things like hot yoga to help with my flexibility and my joints and stuff like that. All those things put together, they still allow me to train really hard and to get the most out of my sessions. And to be honest, I still train harder than most of the young up and coming fighters in the UK. It's just that my recovery has to be a little bit better than those guys to allow me to carry on training that hard.
Yeah.
All the time. But like now, I have 2 days a week now, Monday and Friday. I still get my sparring in. Don't get me wrong, it's not too crazy, it's not too heavy, but it's heavy enough just to get enough out of it that I need. However, I do know some fighters out there who don't spar anymore. I remember I spoke to a real top level fighter not long back, and he said he stopped sparring when he got to 30 as well. So it works for some people, don't get me wrong, but it's just like each to their own, I think. I think ONE Championship shows should be like brought to these everywhere in Europe, everywhere in America, live shows, just people filling out 15,000 seater arenas. So people can see how exciting Muay Thai in MMA gloves is, which is what ONE Championship have done. It is so exciting watching some of the best stand-up strikers on the planet in a pair of 4-ounce MMA gloves going at it. That is insane. Like some of the power in some of the shots and stuff. It is. I think it's really exciting and really good for TV. And I think when Amazon Prime in America, which is one I've just signed for this next show, when everyone sees that in America, they're going to be like, "Oh, holy shit, this is good."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I remember the first time I wore them, and I got jabbed off the other guy, and he jabbed me straight in the face, and I thought, "Holy shit, that felt different."
Yeah.
Obviously, the gloves are so small. There's gaps everywhere, so they can get round. And this is MMA fighters. Obviously, they have to work on wrestling, jiu-jitsu, grappling, all that sort of stuff. These are just guys who are bread and butter is standing up and banging hard shots. So when these top level Muay Thai fighters start throwing down in these 4-ounce gloves, the power that they can generate in their punches is unbelievable. So yeah, it's a bit of a shock to the system the first time you get hit with them gloves. No, a lot of people say, "Oh, why didn't you try MMA? Why didn't you try MMA?" My heart is with Muay Thai. I'm a stand-up fighter. I don't no. If I went crossed over and I went to MMA, there'd be no one in their right mind who would just try and stand up with me. They'll just take me straight to the floor. And I always say you can only be good at something if you love it. I don't love mixed martial arts. I enjoy watching it and I appreciate it, but I love Muay Thai, so that's why.
So, final question. Any final prediction for the fight? How do you visualize the fight going?
I am under no illusions how tough this fight is going to be to win. And Nong-O is a legend and a great fighter, but I believe in myself and I believe in my power and I believe that I can knock him out. So I'm calling a knockout before round 3.
So any message for Indian fans that are going to be watching you on Disney Plus Hotstar?
Yeah, I hope you just enjoy the fight, enjoy my performance, and I will make it as entertaining for you guys as physically possible.